I feel like the momentum is shifting. There's been a lot of bullish sentiment for drip since the last AMA, and while the animal farm in itself is still a great long-term play with pigs and the pig pen, I feel as though dogs are not quite living up to their potential, at least not yet. And as we all know, sometimes, or a lot of the time in crypto, you have to play musical chairs with your investments. So I want to explore the idea and test the math on shifting my drip USD farm pool stake back into the drip garden. The animal farm farms and pools sure have taken a beating with the APRs and the deflationary status, while I've noticed the drip garden contract increasing due to the shift in sentiment for drip. Good morning, afternoon or evening, DeFi and crypto degens. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Bruce and this is my DeFi life. If you're new to DeFi or crypto, please hit that subscribe button and the notification button so you can get notified of my latest video, usually 2 to 3 videos per week documenting my latest DeFi and crypto plays. Now guys, do remember this is not financial advice and never just follow blindly what I do here on this channel. Always do your own research so you can form your own judgment and make your own decision on investing on any of these protocols. For me personally, I have already got my ROI from the drip garden, so if you haven't got your ROI yet, then I strongly suggest you focus on that first. Now let's take a look at the drip garden and the animal farm so we can get an idea of where my investment is at and then possibly make a decision on what is the best changes to make, if any. So what I want to do now is I want to explore my investment in the animal farm, specifically my drip USD farm, which I have 83 LP tokens, and I want to investigate whether it's better if I move these drip USD LPs back into the drip garden where I got them from originally. Because of the changing fortunes for the animal farm and drip garden due to the deflationary movement in the animal farm farms and the sentiment for drip, it's possibly better for me to take my drip USD LPs out of the drip farm and go back into the garden. So let's find out if that's going to be a good idea. So what do we earn when we have our drip USD in the drip garden farms? We earn dogs. And dogs, as you know, are taxed very, very heavily, and it takes a while for those taxes to play out in terms of reduce over time. So let's have a look. I've earned 38 dogs over time in the farm, which I think is more than enough for the moment, and I'm earning, a little bit of BNB week after week, so it's better than nothing. So I think if we go back to the farm, we will see that the APR for drip USD is only 26.25. That is because the current emission rate is deflationary, which is the lowest we can have. So maybe let's have a look at taking our drip USD out of the farm until things become a little bit more pegged or maximal until maybe the bull market comes, and then we can start populating the farms again. So as you can see here at the top of the farm, it says your personal earnings, because I only have drip USD in the farms. I've taken out all my other stable coin deposits due to that issue with PancakeSwap a couple of months ago. So I've removed all of my other stakes except for drip USD, and currently those 83 LP tokens are earning me only 15 cents per day. So let's find out whether this 15 cents per day is more or less what I'm earning in the drip garden. And I gotta say guys, I prefer the original drip garden user interface website. So I just go to the old version of the website. I mean, if you guys want to go to the new version, it's just here on the interface for the animal farm, but I much prefer the old one. So here in the drip garden, I have 122 million plants. And what I want to do is compare my earnings per day in the garden to those earnings that I'm getting in the animal farms from drip USD, which was 15 cents if we remember. So I did a little spreadsheet right here. So this little spreadsheet tells me my drip garden investment, and it tells me my drip USD stake. So I have 122 million plants in the drip garden, and doing the calculations for the garden, I'm earning 4 million plants per day, or 0.8 LP per day. The price for 1 LP currently, drip USD LP, is $2.60. The current plant price, according to the drip ecosystem, dripformulate.finance, great website this one, I'll have a link to that in the description if you want to check that out. Plant price is 6052. So if I look at my calculations for the drip garden, I'm earning 0.8 LP per day. 1 LP is $2.60, so I'm earning $2.11 per day. Now I'm obviously not withdrawing that every day, but there's a lot more being earned in the drip garden than there is in the drip BUSD farm. So if you see here, I have my drip BUSD farm calculations, 83 LP. 1 LP is $2.60. The current APR is 26.27. So my total value staked is $216. And my daily interest is 0.07, and that is 15 to 16 cents per day, like we said earlier. Obviously, looking at those numbers, you can see straight away that the drip garden is being a lot more productive, a lot more profitable, if you like. So what I want to know is if I take my 83 LP out of the drip USD farm and put those 83 LP back into the drip garden, what's that going to provide me in relation to what I was getting in the drip USD farm? So let's have a look at those results. I'll just open these up. So here's the first garden addition that I'm going to make. So we need to figure out 83 LP back into the garden is how many plants. So that is really easy to do, guys. If we go back to the drip garden and I have 83 LP to take out of the drip USD farm and put into the drip garden. So if I just type in 83 LP, that'll tell me I'm going to get 500 million plants. So approximately 500 million. So let's leave it at 500 million to make it easy to calculate. So that's what's going to happen if I get 83 LP out of the drip USD farm and put them into the drip garden. I will then be left with 500 million plus 122 million, which is 622 million plants, or plants per day, 20.7 million. My LP per day will be 4.12, and of course the plant price here, and that will mean $10.78 per day. Now, like I said, I wouldn't be withdrawing those every day. I'd be replanting those in order to build my garden up even more, or even more quickly than before. So already you can see that's a huge improvement from $2.11 I'm moving my investment from the farms into the garden and then increasing to $10.78 per day, which is a massive improvement on top of what I currently have, and will boost my garden to a point where I will be earning a lot more plants per day. So I'll then build my garden a lot faster than probably most people will be. But what I decided is I like rounder numbers better. I like 1 billion plants. I see a lot of people posting about having 1 billion plants on Twitter. Well, I want to be a part of that 1 billion club. So I need to figure out how much more extra money I need to top up in my garden in order to get to 1 billion. So let's have a look at the next addition. So this is the garden addition plus a reinvestment of money. So investing again, DCAing into the garden in order to get 1 billion plants. So we know that 83 LP gets me about 500 million plants, and I need another 400 million plants to get to 1 billion. So 400 million, 83 equals 500 million. We're going to say, let's go back to the drip liberation, and let's say $200. Possibly $200 will get us the plants that we require. So you just click on drip liberation, click on the amount of money that you want to invest and hit supply. That'll tell you how many LP tokens that you'll get for your money, and that's 77.15. So for $200, I'll get 77 LP. And how many plants will that give me? So 77 plants or 77 LP tokens will get me approximately 465 million plants, which means I need about 210 roughly dollars, 210 BUSD to add back into the drip garden along with my 83 LP from the drip USD farm in order to get to 1 billion plants. So let's jump back to my little calculations here. So 1 billion plants, I will then get 33 million plants per day, 6.63 LP per day, and at a price of $2.60 per LP, I will be getting $17.33 per day. Now, like I said earlier, from my other calculations, I'm not going to withdraw these every day. I'm going to obviously reinvest and replant my seeds. But if we look at a strategy of 5-2, that is compounding 5 times and claiming 2 times a week. So 5 days a week, we would replant those seeds and add more plants, 33 million per day. And 2 days a week, we would claim profits. So for 2 days a week, we'd be earning about more or less $35. For reinvestments, 5 days a week, $86, $87, we would reinvest back into the drip garden to make sure that we have a healthy garden for when the bull run comes and the drip price rises back up over $1, $2, possibly $3. So that strategy will get me an extra $15 a day based on where my investment is currently. So moving my investment to the drip garden and adding an extra $200 more or less will get me an extra $15 per day and make my drip garden a lot healthier for when that bull run does come. So for me personally, it seems like a no-brainer. For you, I would suggest make sure you get that ROI first before you start reinvesting in these protocols. Make sure you get that ROI. Let's have a quick look at the June analytics. And what I find really interesting looking at the June analytics, I haven't looked at this for a while, the top 10 gardens in the drip garden from June analytics. This one has 129 billion plants, and you'll see the top 10 Not one single person from the top 10 has got their ROI yet. So maybe they know something we don't know. Maybe they're waiting for the bull run to come in. Or when that bull run comes in, or when the sentiment for drip rises high enough for the price to increase, or the drip garden contracts should also increase, which will increase our profitability in the drip garden. Now, this is a risky play to make, taking your drip BUSD from the farms and putting them back into the garden that you got from originally. But I think this is a good play personally for me because I've already got my ROI in the drip garden. So I'm going to play a second time. I'm going to take a second bite of the apple for the drip garden and see if I can make some more profits when the next bull run comes in. That is my play. Remember guys, this is not financial advice, so make sure you do your own research, make sure you get your ROI as soon as possible on any of these protocols before you follow anything I do. Okay, DeFi family, that is my plan. I'm going to move my drip BUSD LPs out of the animal farm back into the drip garden. I'm going to add an extra $200 on top to get myself to that 1 billion mark of plants so I can then build more and build quicker for when the bull run comes. Hope you're having a great week, guys. I'll talk to you in the next one. Cheers. Love ya.